Good morning. Welcome to this morning's Christmas Day special. I hope you've all had a good rest and are excited about the festivities and spending time with those that you love, or connecting with those that you love in whichever way you do that today. So I'm going to read from Opening Doors Within this morning by Eileen Caddy. I've not read it for a little while. And Eileen was the founder of the Findhorn spiritual community in Scotland. I'm going to make sure I can read by having some water first. So, day by day you become more and more infilled and infused with Christ consciousness. You are able to walk in the light and become one with the light until there is no darkness in you. And as this process takes place, you bring more light into the world. You must realize that it all starts in you. You have to put your own house in order first, and you must have the faith and confidence that you can do so, and then do it. It is what it is within you. That is reflected without. It is not something to be striven for. It is something that just happens, if only you will let it. And fill your heart and mind with love and understanding. This raised state of consciousness is the very air you breathe. Breathe it in deeply and let your whole being be infilled with it. It is so great that you cannot contain it. Therefore breathe it out, and so keep it moving and growing. Also going to morning Nick, morning Diane. Thank you for joining wherever you're tuning in from this morning. Going to pick an OSHO card or two this morning. We'll see what comes up for all of us. These will be a message for all of us. Oh, we'll have that one on this auspicious day. It's also auspicious because we are all stopping today. We're all stopping to be with friends, family, or even on our own, just to be present with ourselves, so important, and each other. Oops, these cards are just falling out this morning. That's those picked. So we've got friendliness. These are all messages for everybody that might see this at any point today or any other day. Breakthrough and inner voice. So I'll start by reading friendliness. First meditate, be blissful, then much love will happen of its own accord. Then being with others is beautiful, and being alone is also beautiful. Then it is simple too. You don't depend on others, and you don't make others dependent on you. Then it is always a friendship, a friendliness. It never becomes a relationship. It is always a relatedness. You relate, but you don't create a marriage. Marriage is out of fear. Relatedness is out of love. You relate as long as things are moving beautifully. You share, and if you see that the moment has come to depart because your paths separate at this crossroad, you say goodbye with great gratitude for all that the other has been to you, and for all the joys and all the pleasures and all the beautiful moments that you have shared together. With no misery, with no pain, you simply separate. The branches of these two flowering trees are intertwined, and their fallen petals blend together on the ground in their beautiful colours. It is as if heaven and earth are bridged by love, but they stand individually, each rooted in the soil, in their own connection with the earth. In this way they represent the essence of true friends, mature, easy with each other. Natural. There is no urgency about their connection, no neediness, no desire to change the other into something else. This card indicates a readiness to enter this quality of friendliness. In the passage you may notice that you are no longer interested in all kinds of dramas and romances that other people are engaged in. It is not a loss, it is the birth of a higher, more loving quality, born of the fullness of experience. It is the birth of love that is truly unconditional, without expectations or demands. Good morning, Alexandra. Good morning, Jojo. So lovely to have you here. I'm doing a reading from the OSHO Zen Tarot this morning to share with you all. A message for all of you today, and anyone that might watch this at any point. The next card is Breakthrough. To transform breakdowns into breakthroughs is the whole function of a master. The psychotherapist simply patches you up. That is his function. He is not there to transform you. You need a metaphysiology, the physiology of the Buddha. You need metapsychology, the psychology of the Buddha. It is the greatest adventure in life to go through a breakdown consciously. It is the greatest risk, because there is no guarantee that the breakdown will become a breakthrough. It does become, but these things cannot be guaranteed. Your chaos is very ancient. For many, many lives you have been in chaos. It is thick and dense. It is almost a universe in itself. So when you enter into it with your small capacity, of course there is danger. But without facing the danger, nobody has ever become integrated. Nobody has ever become an individual, indivisible. Morning, John. Morning, Anoop. Zen or meditation is the method which will help you to go through the chaos, through the dark night of the soul, balanced, disciplined, alert. The dawn is not far away, but before you can reach the dawn, the dark night has to be passed through, and as the dawn comes closer, the night will be darker. The predominance of red in this card indicates at a glance that its subject is energy, power and strength. The brilliant glow emanates from the solar plexus, or centre of power, on the figure, and the posture is one of exuberance and determination. All of us occasionally reach a point when enough is enough. At such times it seems we do something, anything, even if it later turns out to be a mistake, to throw off the burdens and restrictions that are limiting us. If we don't, they threaten to suffocate and cripple our very life energy itself. If you are now feeling that enough is enough, allow yourself to take the risk of shattering old patterns and limitations that have kept your energy from flowing. In doing so, you will be amazed at the vitality and empowerment this breakthrough can bring into your life. Good morning, everybody. Many blessings for a beautiful Christ Consciousness Day. The next card I'm going to read is Inner Voice. And these are messages for everybody listening. If you have found your truth within yourself, there is nothing more in this whole existence to find. Truth is functioning through you. When you open your eyes, it is truth opening his eyes. When you close your eyes, it is truth who is closing its eyes. This is a tremendous meditation. If you can simply understand the device, you don't have to do anything. Whatever you are doing is being done by truth. You are walking, it is truth. You are sleeping, it is truth resting. You are speaking, it is truth speaking. You are silent, it is truth that is silent. This is one of the most simple meditation techniques. Slowly, slowly, everything settles by this simple formula. Then there is no need for a technique. When you are cured, you throw away the meditation, you throw away the medicine. Then you live as truth, alive, radiant, content, blissful, a song unto yourself. Your whole life becomes a prayer without any words, or better to say, a prayerfulness, a grace, a beauty which does not belong to our mundane world, a ray of light coming from beyond into the darkness of our world. The inner voice speaks not in words, but in the wordless language of the heart. It is like an oracle who only speaks the truth. If it had a face, it would be a face at the centre of this card, alert, watchful, and able to accept both the dark and the light, symbolised by the two hands holding the crystal. The crystal itself represents the clarity that comes from ascending all dualities. The inner voice can also be playful, as it dives deep into the emotions and emerges again to soar towards the sky. Like two dolphins dancing in the waters of life, it is connected with the cosmos, through the crescent moon crown and the earth, as represented by the green leaves on the figure's kimono. There are times in our lives when too many voices seem to be pulling us this way and that. Our very confusion in such situations is a reminder to seek silence and centering within. Only then are we able to hear our truth. Beautiful, lovely messages for all of us this morning. Now I might just read something from here as well. This seems appropriate. Keep the mind silent and you shall discover. Questioner, and I'm reading from I Am That, talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. Questioner, once I had a strange experience. I was not, nor was the world. There was only light within and without, and immense peace. This lasted for 4 days, and then I returned to the everyday consciousness. Now I have a feeling that all I know is merely a scaffolding, covering and hiding the building under construction. The architect, the design and the plans, the purpose, nothing I know. Some activity is going on, things are happening, that is all I can say. I am that scaffolding, something very flimsy and short-lived. When the building is ready, the scaffolding will be dismantled and removed. The I am and what am I are of no importance, because once the building is ready, the I will go as a matter of course, leaving no questions about itself to answer. Maharaja, are you not aware of all of this? Is not the fact of awareness the constant factor? Questioner, my sense of permanency and identity is due to memory, which is so effervescent and unreliable. How little I remember, even of the past, recent past. I have lived a lifetime, and now what is left with me? A bundle of events, at best a short story. Maharaj, all this takes place within your consciousness. Questioner, within and without, in daytime, within, in the night, without. Consciousness is not all. So many things happen beyond its reach. To say that what I am, not conscious of, does not exist, is altogether wrong. Maharaja, what you say is logical, but actually you know only what is your consciousness. What you claim exists outside consciousness, outside conscious experience, is interfered. Questioner, it may be interfered, and yet it is more real than the sensory. Maharaj, be careful. The moment you start talking, you create a verbal universe, a universe of words, ideas, concepts, and abstractions, interwoven and interdependent, most wonderfully generating, supporting, and explaining each other, and yet all without essence or substance, mere creations of the mind. Words create words. Reality is silent. Morning, Jenna. Question, when you talk, I hear you. Is it not a fact? Maharaj, that you hear is a fact. What you hear is not. The fact can be experienced, and in that sense the sound of the word and the mental ripples it causes are experienced. There is no other reality behind it. Its meaning is purely conventional. To be remembered, a language can be easily forgotten unless practiced. Questioner, if words have not reality in them, why talk at all? Maharaj, they serve their limited purpose of interpersonal communication. Words do not convey facts, they signal them. Once you are beyond the person, you need no words. Question, what can take me beyond the person? How can I go beyond consciousness? Maharaj, words and questions come from the mind and hold you there. To go beyond the mind, you must be silent and quiet. Peace and silence, silence and peace. This is the way beyond. Stop asking questions. Questioner, once I give up asking questions, what am I to do? Maharaj, what can you do but wait and watch? Questioner, what am I to wait for? Maharaj, for the centre of your being to emerge into consciousness. The three states, sleeping, dreaming and waking, are all in consciousness. Waking are all in consciousness. The manifested, what you call unconsciousness, will also be manifested. In time, beyond consciousness altogether lies the unmanifested, and beyond all and pervading all is the heart of being which beats steadily. Manifested, unmanifested, manifested, unmanifested. Saguna, nirguna. Question, on the verbal level it sounds all right. I can visualize myself as the seed of being, a point of consciousness. With my sense I am, pulsating, appearing and disappearing alternately. But what am I to do to realize it as a fact, to go beyond the changeless wordless reality? Maharaj, you can do nothing. What time has brought about, time will take away. Questioner, Why then all these exhaustions to practice yoga and seek reality? They make me feel empowered and responsible, while in fact it is time that does all. Maharaj, this is the end of yoga, to realize independence. All that happens in and to the mind, not to the source of the I am. Once you realize that all happens by itself, call it destiny or the will of God or mere accident, you remain as witness, only understanding and enjoying, but not perturbed. Question: if I cease trusting words altogether, what will be my condition? Maharaj, there is a season for trusting and for distrusting. Let the seasons do their work. Why worry? Question: somehow I feel responsible for what happens around me. Maharaj, you are responsible only for what you can change. All you can change is only your attitude. There lies your responsibility. Question: you are advising me to remain indifferent to the sorrows of others. Maharaj, it is not that you are indifferent. All the sufferings of mankind do not prevent you from enjoying your next meal. The witness is not indifferent. He is the fullness of understanding and compassion. Only as the witness can you help another. Question: all my life I was fed on words. The number of words I have heard and read goes into billions. Did it benefit me? Not at all. Maharaj, the mind shapes the language and the language shapes the mind. Both are tools. Use them but don't misuse them. Words can bring you only up to their own limit. To go beyond, you must abandon them. Remain as a silent witness only. How can I? The world disturbs me greatly. It is because you think yourself, Maharaj, it is because you think yourself big enough to be affected by the world. It is not so. You are so small that nothing can pin you down. It is your mind that gets caught, not you. Know yourself as you are, a mere point in consciousness, dimensionless and timeless. You are like the point of a pencil. By mere contact with you, the mind draws its picture of the world. You are single and simple. The picture is complex and extensive. Don't be misled by the picture. Remain aware of the tiny point which is everywhere in the picture. What is can cease to be. What is not can come to be. But what neither is nor is not, but on which being and non-being depend, is unassailable. Know yourself to be the cause of desire and fear, itself free from both. I'm reading I Am That Talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. Thank you for joining. Question: how am I the cause of fear? Maharaj, all depends on you. It is by your consent that the world exists. Withdraw your belief in its reality and it will dissolve like a dream. Time can bring down mountains. Much more you are the timeless source of time, for without memory and expectation there can be no time. Question: is the I am the ultimate? Maharaj, before you can say I am, you must be there to say it. Being need not be self-conscious. You need not know to be, but you must be to know. Question: sir, I am getting drowned in a sea of words. I can see that all depends on how the words are put together, but there must be somebody to put them together meaningfully. By drawing words at random, Ramayana, Mahabharata and Bhagavata could never be produced. The theory of accidental emergence is not untenable. The origin of the meaningful must be beyond it. What is that power that creates order out of chaos? Living is more being, and consciousness is more than living. Living is more than being, and consciousness is more than living. Who is the conscious living being? Maharaj, your question contains its answer. A conscious living being is a conscious living being. The words are most appropriate, but you do not grasp their full import. Go deep into the meaning of the words, being, living, conscious, and you will stop running in circles, asking questions, but missing answers. Do understand that you cannot ask a valid question about yourself, because you do not know to whom you are asking about. In the question, who am I? The I is not known, and the question can be worded as, I do not know what I mean by I. What you are, you must find out. I can only tell you what you are not. You are not of the world. You are not even in the world. The world is not. You alone are. You create the world in your imagination like a dream. As you cannot separate the dream from yourself, so you cannot have an outer world independent of yourself. You are dependent, not the world. Don't be afraid of a world you yourself have created. Cease from looking for happiness and reality in a dream, and you will wake up. You need not know all the why and how. There is no end to questions. Abandon all desires. Keep your mind silent, and you shall discover. Wow, beautiful. And it covers some of the points that I mentioned on my previous video, which you can see on my YouTube channel. I'll perhaps post the link to that underneath this. So now, let's have some silence. And if you're just joining, we're just going to have a few minutes silence in meditation. So get comfortable, make sure you're warm enough. Let's now all bring gratitude into our hearts, and it doesn't matter when you're watching this, you can join in at any point. And let's allow ourselves to breathe in gratitude. And breathe out love. Breathe in gratitude. To breathe out love. To breathe in gratitude. Hold a gratitude. Breathe out love. Breathe in gratitude. Allow gratitude to fill your entire being. And breathe out love. Breathe in gratitude. 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 Breathe out love. Allow gratitude to fill your entire being. Everything you have, everyone in your life. Allow the gratitude for this moment now to expand within you with each breath. Breathing out love. Breathing in gratitude. Breathing out love. Breathing in gratitude. Breathing out love. Breathing in gratitude. Breathing out love. We now practice silence. I'm now going to share a prayer with you all before we finish this session. It doesn't matter when you've tuned in, you can watch this at any time. I'll repost it. We call upon God's angels from the highest divine light, Reiki guides from the highest divine light, and all the ascended masters from the highest divine light, OSHO, Buddha, Christ, Babaji, Sri Yuktesvara, Lahiri Mayasaya, Paramahansa Yogananda, Dalai Lama, Mother Amma, Mother Meera, Ramana Maharshi, Nisargadatta, Osho, and many, many others. And we ask that you all draw close to each and every one of us now in the universe, especially any of those in suffering. And we ask now that all the hearts and minds that are ready to receive God's love be opened to God's love, to truth, to wisdom. We ask that all beings be happy, that all beings be freed from suffering, and that peace will reign on this earth through the hearts and minds of men and women and children everywhere. And we know that we must start with ourselves. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Amen. Namaste. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shanti. Have a blessed, blessed day. Remember the gratitude and love in your heart and share it with all those today. Thank you for being here, for sharing this space, this sacred space with me this morning. Thank you for blessing the earth with your presence. To all of you, wishing you a beautiful day and beyond.